Have you?
Have you?
Alright, now we're back into Ace Attorney Phoenix.
Hooked on phonics?
Hooked on phonics.
Hooked on Tom.
Right. Okay. Load the chapter. What are we doing?
Talking to Dolly?
No, I wanted to do something. Hope that was alright. Hold it! You think the plan was a success?
You heard me. As that woman had hoped. Maya Fey is dead. Now the titled master will pass on to Pearl Fey.
That's absurd. Mamaya's she's just trapped inside the sacred cavern.
Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you, my darling Feeny? You want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivete and your pathetic faith in other people.
I just want to know one thing. What did you personally think of Morgan Fay's plan?
I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. It had no point, no value other than fulfilling her own greedy desires. Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of.
If that's how you feel, why did you help her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya?
You may not understand it, being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that.
So then tell me, why?
Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman. I only act in my own self-interest. The reason I helped her was for myself. For my own personal satisfaction.
What did you say? So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead?
So I guess you wanted to point out what her goal was.
What would that be?
Did you have a reason to hate Maya?
I don't know.
No? Does Maya have any relation to someone she hates?
Oh, sister.
Yep.
Hey,
So you're the person who got her a death sentence.
Mia. What? Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself?
As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore. Because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead. You can't take revenge against them either.
You wanted to take revenge on someone.
Because I was sentenced to die because of that woman. Mia Fey.
Somehow knew this was it.
I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up.
And the reason it was impossible was it perhaps because Mia Fey had already died.
Yes, and I realized there's only one way to take revenge against the dead.
And how do you do that?
Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. I wanted to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the only way I could take revenge against Mia Fey. And that was the reason I helped out with that woman's plan.
Just for that? For that you would kill Maya? Your goal is no different than that of Morgan Fey. As they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, and heartless.
Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you, there's not a thing you can do to me.
Grr.
You know, it's weird how whenever it happens, they just naturally accept it without arguing that there's a dead person in the courtroom. But then 5 seconds later, they're like, no dead people can be in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Edgeworth literally saw it happen. And yet he's so unconvinced.
Yeah.
Potatoes. That night, at about 9:30, I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair up and put on a demon warding hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple.
So, it was Elise Stokesnim who channeled her after all.
That ridiculous head nun never noticed a thing. Why were you carrying around a staff? She left Maya Fey at the inner temple and wobbled back, clenching her poor back.
What did you do then?
That kid was easier to handle than I had hoped. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and...
So then you're saying you stabbed Maya.
It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that.
What does that mean? No clear memory.
I don't know. I think I was stabbed.
You were stabbed?
At the last minute, Maya Fey must have stabbed me. I'm sure of it.
Not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a French fry with a plastic fork.
Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness. So before I did, I scrawled her name onto the lantern. Just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I had hoped it would cast suspicion on her.
I can't believe she was thinking of that until the bitter end.
That's where my memory temporarily stops.
It stops.
I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own hands. That was my very last memory was. Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in a sacred cavern surrounded by darkness.
You were in a sacred cavern.
The entrance was sealed with one of those trick locks. Somehow I have been trapped in there.
How did you wind up in there?
I'd like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead. And I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew I'd killed her myself.
Or a ghost. You're one tough cookie.
I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out.
The trick lock stopped you, huh?
I didn't know how to remove it.
So then you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside the sacred cavern?
Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible. But it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it.
Interrupted?
It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall.
What? Who? Could it have been Maya?
I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see.
Why not?
If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern.
That morning, only 2 people could have gone into the training hall. Maya and Pearls. Pearls went there to cover the hanging scroll in gravy.
Still, I finally managed to remove the lock. But I was too late.
What do you mean by that?
The flies had already started to gather. The bridge had... Naturally, I couldn't go out. So instead, I returned to the cavern and put the lock back on myself. I realized I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I'd hoped. But just then, Lady Luck showed up.
Lady Luck?
After that big earthquake, she showed up all by herself.
The real Iris.
She said she'd come to make sure the sacred cavern was alright. Stupid girl. I came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place. I had finally learned exactly what had happened. It was then that I learned the plan had actually succeeded.
What do you mean your plan had succeeded?
I had misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one that had summoned me, I had assumed it was Pearl Faye.
Well, of course you would have assumed that. It was written in the instructions.
But I was wrong. The person who actually called my spirit back was... Misty Faye. The picture book author.
What?
Well, that's really the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden. It was her body that was left lying there. Maya Fey. I was unable to kill her with my own hands after all. But even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit.
That is?
Matricide, the sin of killing her own mother.
Ugh. No, wait. Order in the court. What is the meaning of this?
It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Fey. But even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Faye's life was none other than Your darling little Maya.
Ridiculous. That's nonsense.
Are you sure about that? Just think on it. There's evidence supporting these facts, isn't there?
What? What do you mean? What is this so-called evidence?
The fact that Maya Fey has disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it?
Huh?
The idea that she's still in the sacred cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple, that much is obvious. In that case, there's only one place she could be.
Where?
Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of Eagle River. Where else?
Eagle River.
Maya Fey killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself into Eagle River. Those bodies that wind up there are lost forever. So, what do you have to say now, Beanie?
Ooh, Oops. Sorry, that's my phone. What kind of ringtone is that? Godot here. Okay, thanks. Was it something important?
I would hope so, considering he's interrupting a trial.
They just finished removing the locks from the sacred cavern. That's great. What about Maya? There was a woman in the cave. Was it Maya Fey? It was the accused, Sister Iris. Huh?
Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there yesterday. I just finished telling you that.
So, what about Maya? Where is she? There was no one else found inside the sacred cavern. No, can't be.
I told you, didn't I? She's dead.
No. It seems that this case has come to an end. A tragic end. Sadly, it appears the killer of Elise Stokes Nim, also known as Misty Fey, was her own daughter, Maya Fey. Overcome with guilt for what she had done, Maya Fey jumped to her death into the raging waters of the Eagle River. Can't be. Huh. Try. Have you ever heard this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. No matter how improbable it may seem. What is that supposed to mean, Prosecutor Godot? According to this witness, Maya Fey threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden. Which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side, near the bridge.
That's right. That's where she jumped from. But then she would have fallen on the ice, right? Or the rocks.
The rocks, yeah. But that's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there. What the? Don't get your panties all twisted up, Trey. Just relax and think through the whole thing again. So it's impossible. Why couldn't have thrown herself in the Eagle River? Well, Mr. Wright, Miss Hawthorne claims Miss Fay threw herself into the river from the inner temple side.
Why are you asking Mr. Wright? Mr. Godot's the one who just did this.
It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows that better than this witness.
What did you say?
11 years ago, you jumped into the very same river. Just take a look at this overhead map. As you can see, below the cliff on the inner temple side is a big rock shelf. Oh. Ooh. You're right. She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped off from there. In other words, if she had jumped, we should be able to see her body in this photo. Huh. So you finally figured it out. Order.
You're just playing with me. Maya's face body is at the bottom of Eagle River. There's nowhere else she could possibly be hiding.
Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard this one before? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Yes, just a few minutes ago.
Maya Fey wasn't inside the sacred cavern. We now know that she didn't throw herself into the Eagle River. Correct. That eliminates all the most likely possibilities. Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be. What? What is this one possibility you are talking about?
That's obviously a bluff. But where's her dead body then?
Finally. I think the pieces are falling into place. Normally the living have no way to punish the dead. But I think there is a way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Shall I tell you where Maya is this very instant? Maya is in this very courtroom. There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom.
What?
My face here. You say she's here in the courtroom? Dahlia Hawthorne, I seem to recall that you said I had misunderstood one thing you see.
So what?
But I think there's one more thing you misunderstood.
What do you mean?
Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne?
Why that's obvious. It's Pearl Fay. That pathetic little sniveling runt.
You're wrong. Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it.
Someone called me before Pearl, but who?
Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime, but she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clear to you right about now, am I correct?
Huh?
It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. There was someone who called you before she could. This is an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it, and Misty Fay is gone. There's only one possibility left. Come on already. Can't stand attention. Dahlia Hawthorne. The person channeling you right now must be Maya Fey.
What?
But how could that be? Remember what this witness, Dahlia Hawthorne, said about her goal. She said that her goal was to kill Maya Fey. Yes, that's right. But if Maya channeled the spirit of someone that was trying to kill her... Huh! Well, Gramps, what would happen? Could it be?
You wander around not being able to find where Maya is.
It looks like you finally understand, Your Honor.
Well, I don't. What are you going on about?
What I'm going on about is the reason Maya channeled you. And there's only one reason. To protect herself from you.
Protect yourself? From me?
Yes. On the night of the crime, you were only interested in one thing. Killing Maya Fey. The path back to Hazakura was closed off and there was nowhere for her to run. So then the problem became, where would be the safest place to hide?
Huh? You mean that's when she channeled me?
All this time you thought you had been channeled by pearls. That's why it never occurred to you that Maya's hiding place was you.
No, don't say that. You're saying I, Dahlia Hawthorne, was played for a fool by that little whelp? Maya Fey killed herself. Isn't that obvious?
Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into the Eagle River. This was the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple.
I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that who's never been out in the real world. She would never come up with a plan like that. Who could ever have given her such a brilliant idea?
Well,
Me, of course.
oh. Mia! Oh my god.
Paula loves her obsession with Mia.
Mia! Oh, Mia's one up to you, Hawthorne, Dahlia.
Mia Fey. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne.
So, it's true. It was you.
Yes.
Ha! You have something else?
But what are you doing here?
That hair. It's pearls, right?
Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to that night one more time. You had just cornered Maya in the inner temple's garden. And then, in the final moments of the fight, you lost consciousness. I was stabbed by Maya Fey. Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you.
She did. Not terribly surprising since she was about to be killed.
When she woke up, she was in the training hall. That's when Maya decided she needed help, so she channeled me. She explained in a memo the situation she was in. She asked me what I thought she should do. She did that? I can't believe it. Of course, I didn't have all the details. But one thing was perfectly clear.
That was?
I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free.
Free? What do you mean?
It was a race against time. So I wrote down the two things Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock herself in the secret cavern until help arrived.
So it was Maya who put that lock on there. Yes, but why did you order her to do those two things?
If she hadn't done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Fae.
Pearls.
Yes, Pearl didn't properly understand the plan, but she was trying to follow her mother, Morgan Fae. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly.
So that's how it was. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Fae to kill Maya at all costs. Yes, it certainly sounds like that was the intent all along.
How dare you! I won't forget this.
Why not just admit it, Dahlia Hawthorne? Your little plan was nothing but a big failure.
Yes, another failure to add to the pile of shame, wouldn't you say? What do you mean by another?
Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes? Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure.
What? How dare you?
11 years ago. Let's recap.
Let's recap in front of her.
The fake kidnapping, your very first crime. You got your hands on a $2 billion diamond, but after Terry Falls escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed.
Shut your mouth. That wasn't my fault. It was because that stupid over-prisoner and that weak policewoman.
And then, 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but you wound up killing someone else. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you. It's no longer funny.
You wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face.
And now this. You messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape. Even though she was right there in front of you.
Mia Fey? Mia Fey? Mia Fey! You spinster! I was supposed to kill Maya Fey like I swore I would. If you had only gotten the spiky-haired jerk the guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been hanged to death. True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me.
Oh.
What? What did you just say? Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you'll never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're determined to lose for all eternity. Oh my god. Oh no.
I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you. Because you were already dead.
What about it?
Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever.
That's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you'll have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne. A miserable, pathetic, weak creature who could never win at anything.
Wow.
And for you, there is no escape from that, no hope of freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that stretched out in front of you has burned to a crisp. You're wrong. It can't be. How could I lose to the likes of you?
No longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now.
Not ready to go. Nick? Sis?
Now then, I assume you are the real Iris?
Yes, I was just rescued from the secret cavern.
I must say, you and your twin or sister are indeed identical from what I can see. Don't say that. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Godot, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne? If you ask me, Your Honor, it looks like she went back to the hell she came from. Seems that Misty Faye wasn't the only victim of this crime. Maya Faye, as well as the young Pearl Faye, were also victims of this wicked and selfish plan. Yes, Your Honor. The tragedy of Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems. It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit again. Your Honor. Yes, what is it? About this whole spirit medium thing. It's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now.
Something happened.
Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on the Korean channeling technique. Hey, isn't that the New Year's issue of Occult? I've seen quite a few things in my many years on the bench, and in all that time I finally learned this one thing. Each case is different, takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand that world, first we have to immerse ourselves in it completely. And that's where my brother and I used to differ. Never thought of it that way.
Oh, Judge is having fun.
At any rate, it's time to pass judgment in the case of Iris of Azakura Temple.
Objection!
You're a little too fast with that gavel, Your Honor. What do you mean by that, Mr. Go?
This trial, it isn't over yet. That's what he means.
What? Try. Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her testimony? Huh? Dahlia's testimony.
I caught up. Dolly Hawthorne was about to attack Maya. She was stabbed and killed by someone. Well, we already proved our client's innocent. She was on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's right.
We don't need to find the killer. That's not our job.
The person that was ultimately killed with was the spirit medium that chanted the Dahlia.
Killed the Dahlia?
At least Duck's name, no Misty Face. But who killed her? We still don't know who did it. This isn't over. Unless someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial.
Wow, that really is the attitude here.
Wow. We can't let her walk until there's evidence that proves her innocence.
There's already evidence that proves her innocence.
Yeah.
Where's the evidence that proves her guilty now?
No way. But this court isn't prepared for any further testimony. The prosecution is ready to call our final witness. Final witness. This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Faye. Indeed.
Is it really alright, Mr. Prosecutor?
Of course it's alright, madam attorney. Very well then. Who is this final witness? Ha! Isn't it obvious? There's one person who saw the whole event and will put the final dagger in this case.
Phoenix Wright.
Someone who saw the murder take place. The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes.
Oh, Maya.
You mean Maya? You can't. She can't testify or what you've just been through. Come on, man. We need to find the truth. You want some coffee, Maya? The prosecution called Maya Faye to the witness stand. Get up there.
Don't even get her some blankets, okay?
I don't need no blankets. I got coffee.
You almost got murdered, got thrown into an ice box, and you're just like, oh, okay. No blankets. Can we at least get her like some hot chocolate or coffee? Give her some coffee.
Plenty of coffee. It'll solve all your problems.
It should be hot, at least.
Exactly. And I have colds too. But I throw it right. Right, I mean, very well. But first, we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Faye to recover for the summoning. Let's proceed with that trial. Hey, Trey, I've got something to say to you, so listen up. What is it? I don't think much of you as a lawyer. Wow.
Even though he's beat you in like 4 cases in a row.
You just got your ass handed to you in all these cases. You're just like, you know what, you suck as a lawyer. Even though you're beating my ass out around every single corner. Beating my coffee drinking ass. It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case. You're the one that doesn't understand the case. Some beautiful woman. Woman always seems to come dashing in at the last minute to save you. You got some nerve. But that's not gonna happen this time. No sorry. Even though Mia's right next to you. This time you're gonna have to do this by yourself.
Even though we summoned like 50 million spirits in this case.
That's enough. This card's not reading sus. Yeah, that's it. Oh my god.
I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me. But I was missing all day, and we didn't even have a chance to talk.
She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places, and Iris was inside the sacred cavern.
I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on.
Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. There's something more important than that, though. I have to ask you. Why did you help your sister out as much as you did?
Huh?
If you had tried to get help at the sacred cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in there.
My sister. I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by her mother and never got any love from our father either.
Yes, but it was the same for you, wasn't it?
Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini. She was like a mother to me. And she is the mother of your friend.
Well.
It will lead to
My.
with me to Hazakura Temple.
My, aren't you ever snickety spookers?
I always loved her. Holly was always so smart, so strong. She never complained about a thing. That's why I promised to help her.
You talking about a fake kidnapping case 11 years ago?
Yes, I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister Valerie ended up.
That was the case that one did me up so badly.
But things didn't end there, of course. People that suspected that my sister was involved in the murder.
Some people? You must mean.
Yes, two defense attorneys. Mia Faye and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, he was getting too close to learning the truth. Kelly even tried to kill the person who unknowingly hid the poison for her. You.
That's right. Eris, there's one more thing that I have to ask you.
Yes, what is it?
On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, at least Duck's name, was it really you?
Yes, it was me. That night, after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. I got on the snowmobile and headed for the inner temple. But
Fast food and our temples get off, right?
exactly. I was the one that received her body. The murder weapon had been left in her body, so she would bleed too much. The staff that mistook the lace always held.
I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was the staff.
Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakura Temple on the snowmobile.
But why? Why did you alter the body?
I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her up in a robe and stabbed her with a shishito. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground.
Eris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it. Even if it means I apparently go to jail for them.
I see. Defend it.
Yes?
The judge is calling you. He wants you to see you in his chambers. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Alright. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you.
So, okay. Something she wants to tell me. So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning.
Phoenix?
Mia! How was Maya doing?
Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case.
I see. You don't mean she's learned who Elise Stokes Nim really was?
Yes, I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew.
But why?
Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it.
What do you mean by that?
I want you to figure that answer out by yourself. This trial is about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet?
Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just maybe I know who it is. Was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the inner temple, and the criminal wasn't just there by accident, which means that the killer knew Dahlia's plan from the very beginning.
And one more thing. The victim was moved to Hazakura temple side by a pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the inner temple side for almost an entire day.
Exactly. So the culprit was someone that wasn't in Hazakura Temple the following day.
That's as much help as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win or lose.
Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me, all by myself.
Yeah, show me your moves.
Yeah! Show me your moves. Alright, let's cut it here. Pick it up in the next one. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye.